Well, we're going live to Geneva, where the UN Syria negotiator, Stefan de Mistura, is about to speak to the media. Let's listen in.
About the resumption of the Geneva intra-Syrian talks. Everything is in one way or not connected. So let me first of all address the issue about the cessation of hostilities, which, as you know, naturally have an impact in making as effective as possible the urgent need for the humanitarian aid to reach everyone in Syria, but particularly besieged areas. So it has been now 6 days of the cessation of hostilities. Well, that is quite a period in any type of ceasefire or truce, or especially after a conflict of 5 years. Overall, I will repeat what the Secretary General Ban Ki-moon said, and I think we can still stand for that. Level of violence in the country has been greatly reduced. Ask the Syrian people. Many of our colleagues have done so. In general, the cessation has been holding. This is good news for many Syrian people. Unfortunately, we have to admit, like in every cessation of hostility or ceasefire, and in particular in this one, there are still a number of places where fighting has continued, including parts of Hama, Homs, Latakia and Damascus. But they're being contained, and the two co-chairs, which, as you know, are the crucial players in order to control the cessation hostilities, which they themselves have been facilitating, are in close attention to the situation in these areas, so is the world, and are so far ensuring that these incidents are contained, and we need to make sure that that is the case. We are working ourselves as a secretariat in supporting this with the two co-chairs to identify any possible negative trends that could have a potential of shaking the Syrians' confidence in this process, and to quickly intervene in order to make sure that the parties on the ground diffuse the situation. The situation, therefore, could be summarized as fragile. Success is not guaranteed, but progress has been visible. Ask the Syrians. We are committed, and certainly the two co-chairs are showing it, and I've seen it with my eyes every day in the operations center. They are committed to make it work. And of course, that is the hope of everyone. Now, regarding the issue about the benefits, the deliverables of this, one of them is clearly the issue of what Syrian people detect. Apart from not having bombs, they want to see food and medicines. And I will leave it to you to elaborate on that. Now, on the other issue, the issue of the political process, because both humanitarian aid and the cessation of hostilities are extremely important in facilitating the atmosphere and the credibility of them. But they are not preconditions. The precondition is, for everyone, is to see that the political process and a political solution will take care of the tragedy of Syria. And therefore, where are we on that? Well, I have indicated as a penciled date the afternoon of the 9th. I wanted to explain to you because I owe it to you, because I did say it the other day. We need to have penciled dates, okay? We need to make sure that everyone knows that this is not open-ended. And we need to maintain pressure both on the success of the cessation of hostilities and the delivery of aid in order to make sure that they do give a feeling of credibility to the people in Syria who want to see the political process being connected with facts on the ground for them. But we have been now constantly looking at also the logistics. And trust me, there is a lot of logistics. You know by any chance, I'm sure you do because most of you based in Geneva, that there is the car show in Geneva. You may say that is not vital. Well, it is important because that means hotel availability. And we are bringing people by plane from different locations, visa arrangements. The good thing is that Due to, unfortunately, a proxy war, we're having also proximity talks. And the proximity talks means that I have a lot of flexibility in order to make sure the delegation can come. For instance, those who come on the 9th, they are very welcomed. We will then have preparatory meetings. Then others, due to plane problems, will come on the 11th, others perhaps even on the 14th. Proximity talks gives that flexibility. Important thing is to start the momentum reaching the point when the political aspect will be addressed, because that is what will make the end game a stable one in Syria. We will keep you informed on that. I am not going to take questions. We will have other opportunities. Well, okay, I take one question. All right? Go. Yes.
Jamie Keaton from Associated Press.
Yes.
You mentioned...
Okay, that was UN Syria negotiator Staffan de Mistura speaking to the media there in Geneva, talking about that fragile cessation of hostilities, which has been in place now for 6 days. And he said in general, the cessation has been holding, and the fighting, though it's taking place in some places, it's contained fighting. And he confirmed that peace talks between the regime and non-radical opposition groups in Syria will restart on March the 9th, 2 days later than originally planned. So the afternoon of March the 9th is when he's penciled those talks in.